We're bringing out some more seats in case you need them. Just want everybody to know that this council meeting is sponsored by the Girl Scouts. Okay, Ed?
There it is. I thought maybe they had turned my mic off. Since we have visitors here tonight for a special presentation, and normally our work session comes first, and we have several reports tonight that could get lengthy, I'm going to ask the council if they would to consider switching the agendas, put the council meeting first so that we can go ahead and deal with this and then have our work session afterwards, and I'll make that in form of a motion.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to move the council meeting before the work sessions meeting. Any discussion? See none, all in favor? Roll call vote. Please, Tammy.
Ben, who's voting? Everybody's going to vote on this one? Okay. Ed?
Yes, ma'am.
James?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Steve.
Stephen?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Good.
Okay. Verbal yes.
Okay.
It passes 5-0. We do have a quorum tonight, and we're going to go ahead and call the council meeting to order as of 6:32. If you would stand with me, the opening prayer will be by James Reed. And since Stephen's at the in the Zoom world, I'm going to let Ed Long do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Lord, for the rights and the freedoms that we have to assemble and to discuss the governing of our country and of our cities. You know, we ask your blessings and protection for the people of Ukraine, the many people that have been separated from their families and the refugees that are being dispersed all over Europe. Lord, these are trying times for all of them, and we understand our freedoms are not guaranteed, just like theirs aren't. We thank Lord for our first responders and for our military that protect our rights and freedoms. Lord, we ask for your guidance on the things that we discuss and we work on tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'm sorry we did this a little out of order, Tammy, but could you give us a roll call?
Long?
Here.
Jones? Red?
Here.
I can't hear you,
Here.
buddy.
I'm off mute. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Hillenberg?
Here.
Cope? Reed?
Here.
Weber?
Here.
Waymack?
Here.
5 present, 3 absent. We have enough for a quorum. Okay, the next item here is we're going to have a big, huge presentation here. Like I said, this council meeting is sponsored by the Girl Scouts of America, specifically the Cabot Troop. Is there others than Cabot Troop here? Service unit. I didn't hear the other part. Julia what? Julia Lowe Service Unit. That's great. I'm going to proceed to the podium if someone would like to meet me up there. Miss Amber and your team, or okay. And if you've ever been a Girl Scout, you may come up. Love seeing y'all. Y'all are so helpful to the community. You give back so much and you do so much. And you are the future leaders of our community. So it's an honor to have you here today. But this is Girl Scout Week, and I have a proclamation here. And what it says is, whereas on March 12th, 2022, marks the 110th anniversary of Girl Scouts of the USA, founded by Juliet Gordon Low in 1912 in Savannah, Georgia. And Girl Scouts unleashes the girl, the go-getter, innovator, risk-taker, leader, in every girl, preparing her for a lifetime of leadership. And throughout its distinguished history, Girl Scouting has inspired millions of girls and women with courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. And through the Girl Scouts leadership experience, girls develop the skills and lessons that will serve them throughout their lives so that they may be able to contribute to their communities. And Girl Scouting takes an active role in increasing girls' awareness of the opportunities in math, science, sports, technology, and many fields of interest that can expand their horizons. And more than 3 million current Girl Scout members nationwide will be celebrating this American tradition and welcome girls from every background to join. And whereas, including girls and adult volunteers, Cabot has over 200 Girl Scouts. During cookie season alone, they learn lifetime skills to include goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. In 2022, Cabot girls sold over 30,000 boxes of cookies to local customers. Wow. So now, therefore, I, Ken Kincaid, Mayor of Cabot, by virtue of the authority invested in me, do hereby applaud the commitment Girl Scouting has made to support the leadership development of America's girls, and proudly proclaim this week, March 7th through 13th, as Girl Scouts Week. Congratulations. We have here our president and CEO of Girl Scouts, Don Pacifica. Thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. I like your microphone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor, for proclaiming this Girl Scout Week. We feel like every day is Girl Scout Day because girls are changing the world every single day, especially here in your community. These girls do so many community service projects as well as do things to help improve our state because we are statewide here. Thank you so much for recognizing us, and thank you for receiving one of my patches, the I Can Do Anything patch. He has gotten one of the president's patches, just like you girls, because we believe he can do anything too in running this community. So thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Where do you want us all? Y'all gotta be seen.
Carly, you can lower your mask.
Come on.
Get up here, and I think you like us.
Can you see everybody? So they can get right there.
So, Mayor, today in Girl Scout Week, it is Friends Day, and the girls have a traditional Friends song that they would like to sing
Okay.
to you. So, girls,
Uh-oh.
girls,
You're singing it to me?
yes?
Do I need a chair or something?
Okay, we're going to make new friends, just the first verse only. 1, 2, 3.
That was all. I want to hear the whole thing.
There's like 7 or 8.
7 or 8 verses?
Y'all have business to take care of.
Well, we appreciate that. And thank you so much for all you do. And what you're doing is important. I always remember that. You're just not out there selling cookies or doing something just because it's the thing to do. You're actually learning something, contributing, and making other people smile, and making them happy, and making them go home and eat lots of cookies and feel real good. So you're doing a lot of good things, and like the proclamation says, you're learning a lot of life skills that you'll never forget. So keep it up, stay involved, and we're proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, our next item is read ordinances and resolution by title only. Can I have a motion?
Mayor, I'd like to
I'll make a motion.
make a motion that we read ordinances by title only.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Got a motion from James,
Second.
second by Matt, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes?
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Thank you, Tammy. Passes 5-0. Before we begin old business, the city attorney would like to share some information with the council.
I have been asked on behalf of Councilmember Michael Jones to read a statement. This was emailed to me earlier today. It's addressed to the people of Cabot. It's with unfortunate feeling that I must announce this evening my resignation from the office of City Council Member for Ward 1, Position 2. Serving you all has been a great honor and a humbling privilege. However, I now find myself unable to fulfill the requirements to serve in this office due to the fact that I'll be moving out of Cabot in order to capitalize on new employment opportunities. I would like to thank everyone that has given me their support during my time serving the people. I wish nothing but the best for Cabot and the current city leadership. I ask that this resignation be accepted. As it has been stated, thank you, Michael Jones. I can state for the record, I did speak to Michael about this in person after the last meeting. It was his intention to be here in person tonight, and he just was unable to do so, so he asked me to read this letter on his behalf. It is our custom in these situations that the council, if it is its desire, accept this by motion, second, and vote, and I would encourage you to do that if that's the path you would like to take.
Mayor, may I inquire?
Sir.
Ben, this is by statute, a valid resignation.
Yes, sir, I believe it is.
Okay, that being said, Mayor, we do need, as Ben said, we need to accept the resignation and declare the seat vacant. We can do that in one motion. I would prefer, and if Ben concurs, to do it in two separate motions. I think it'll make things a little clearer. That being said, I do make the motion that we accept the resignation.
I'll second that motion.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from James, to accept the resignation of Councilmember Michael Jones. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
One more time, buddy.
Yes.
Red.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Looks like you're muted.
Yes. I'm on my phone too.
Sorry, everyone.
Yes. Yes.
He's talking, but I don't know why we can't hear him.
Yes. Can you hear me now? Yes.
Could you nod your head yes or no?
Yes.
I saw
Nonverbal,
it.
yes.
Okay. Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Mayor, since the resignation has been accepted by the council, I make a motion we declare the seat vacant.
And I will second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by James, to declare the seat vacant. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Red?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
So because we have declared this a vacancy, obviously the seat will need to be filled. Because the vacancy occurred with less than 1 year left on the term, it must be filled by council. If there had been more, you'd have the choice of an election, but by state statute, because there's less than 1 year in the term, it must be filled by council. I will send out some more information on that to you in the coming days. Anyone who would be eligible for election is eligible for appointment. Basically, what that comes down to is they must live in Ward 1. So be thinking about that, and I will follow up with some more information. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Council, you have any questions? I'm sorry, before we left.
No.
Okay, seeing none, we're going to move into old business, ordinance number 5 of 2022.
Mayor, before that ordinance is reported to us, I would like to make a motion to table it until the 21st. We're a little short on people, and obviously having a little bit of trouble here in Mr. Red. So I do make a motion that we table that until the 21st.
We got a motion from Ed to table
Second.
ordinance number 5 of 22 till the 21st, and James Reed has a second on this as well. I'm sorry, Matt. Matt Weber has a second on this as well. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy, and we have Maggie online now, too. Just FYI.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Yes, nonverbal, yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Maggie, can you hear us?
Yes.
Do you vote yes or no? Or was that your vote?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Passes 6-0. This will be tabled, and it will be on our March 21st, 2022 agenda. Any other old business, council?
Mayor,
Yes.
simply because we tabled this, I do not want that to chill any comments that we may have from the public tonight. If that's okay with you, if we could take those comments for the record, it'd be great.
Agree. Any other old business, council? Seeing none,
No.
go ahead, Maggie.
No, sir. Sorry.
That's okay. Any city council new business? Seeing none, we'll move into community input. I know we have some here for the ordinance that was tabled, so I welcome the stage to those and to anyone else here that would like to address the city council and the mayor at this time. You have 3 minutes to talk, and please proceed when you're ready. One more time, if there's any comments to council at this time, if you'd approach the podium and speak. State your name, state if you live in Cabot, and you'll have 3 minutes.
My name's Leonard Hallam, and I live on 17 Birchwood, which is the backside of where this is being proposed. Well, actually, it already been proposed.
Yes, sir.
My concern is on the drainage. I've already got a drainage going from that property back there, coming through side of my property that is already overfilled as it is. I'd like to know the impact that it's going to make on my property, even though they're going to funnel that over to that one direction, how much is going to impact the area that is affecting my property, which is backside to those woods. And then my second question is, what kind of impact is this going to do turning onto Polk with already an overabundance of people having to stop and turn with no turn lane or any ability to good infrastructure to make it easy to turn without backing up. With this proposal, it's going to become even more cumbersome trying to come in and out during heavy traffic times.
Mike Reynolds, have we performed a traffic study in that area? Can we do that this week? We'll perform a traffic study and let you know how many cars are going through that area. And Laura, do we have anything on drainage you could give him? If you'd see her, she'll give you what you need on drainage.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, you're welcome.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Eric Moxley at 25 Crestwood Cove. Basically the same comments, just concerned about the drainage problems we've already got back there by adding 24 more houses. Just want to make sure that we address the issues in the current subdivision before we add to them. And then also concerned about the traffic as well. So I just wanted to get that noted.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. If you would give your emails to Laura and we get that traffic survey done, we'll email it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anyone else? See none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion from Matt, a second from James to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous adjournment at 6:52, and we'll go ahead and go straight into our work session. Ed?
Thank you, Mayor. This is round 2 of the departmental reports. We have 2 tonight. The first one is our annual report on Cabot Water and Wastewater. It will be given by their chairman, Gary Walker. Gary?
Council, Mayor,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
well, Roger, it's pushing the button and it ain't changing, buddy.
All right, I got it. Let me try this.
All right, we'll just let the mayor, if you'll do that for me,
Okay,
Ken.
now try. If it'll go.
Okay. There we go.
There you go.
All right, these are the current commissioners of the Cabot Water Works. Haven't changed any in the last year. So what I'm going to be giving to you tonight is a kind of a brief executive summary of year 2021 and the endeavors of Cabot Water Works. These are our staff. Currently, Tim Joyner, who's with us tonight, is our general manager. Bruce Brown is still our finance manager. Karen Ballard's our HR and safety lady. David Langstaff is the superintendent of our maintenance crews for both water and wastewater. Mike Bickerstaff leads our field service team, and then Jackie Jenkins is our customer service supervisor. A few statistics as of December 31, 2021, we've got 33 employees, a little over 10,000, almost 10,700 metered water customers, approximately 9,354 wastewater customers, and we bill for the city approximately 8,814 garbage billing accounts currently. Some statistics, as you know, if you've heard me give these reports over the past few years, we do our strategic water planning based on Metro Plan and based on their statistics. And so this is updated through 2080 with Metro Plan's new census that came, that was in 2020. And if you look at the top up there, I know some of you can't see it, but the previous forecast said that in 2080 we were going to be a population of around 48,245. And now Metro Plan is saying we're going to be, and if you follow the little dotted blue line out through the confidence intervals there, somewhere around 36,576 in 2080. And of course, when you do the math, that's about a 24% reduction in what Metro Plan previously had. And you ask, okay, Mr. Walker, what does that do for us? What does that tell us? That's how that goes into some of our factoring in on the MGD, or the million gallons a day that we need to put through the pipes within the city of Cabot to be able to supply water. So in doing that, if you note that and you look at the yellow up there, if you could be able to see that, you'll see that we've made the reduction in the amount of MGD that we need. Last year, we're about 2.4 million gallons per day in 2021. And so, of course, the reduction as the population is not growing at the rate that it once was, the amount of MGD that we would need on a daily basis, therefore, has been adjusted downward. So by 2080, we're doing very well. We still have more than enough capacity in any of the direction we would want to go in to be able to handle our water. As of the end of 2021, we have approximately, those are the water tanks that we have, if you will, that's on the slide here. We have approximately 4.8 million gallons of storage capacity of the water that we have today that is usable. And if you look back at the previous slide here and look in 2021, we do about 2.4 million gallons a day. So some quick math there says we've got about 2 days of storage if there was an emergency and we totally were severed from any supply of water that we had. So that's what we want. We're in good shape there, and that's what we want. The water distribution system, some stats there, a little over 3,400 valves, fire hydrants, almost 1,190. Water meters, again, 11,158 total, and in the ground, we've got about 269 miles of pipe in the ground currently today, as of December 2021. The capital projects in 2021 that we have finished out, 321 water line relocation. We spent $424,361 on relocating those lines all the way up and down 321 to make that happen as our portion of that. Replacement water meters, spent $162,865 in replacing the water meters. Our water service lines, we've spent a little over $400,000 in that. In 21, we've looped a main line at Kerr Station for $36,466, you'd see, and we've also done some investigations as far as alternate water sources in the year. And the last big item that we had 2 water tanks that had freeze failures in the winter of 2021, and so we had to take them offline and rehabilitate them on the inside, which are done to the Department of Health's specifications, and also then we painted those tanks. $518,778. So as you can see, rehabilitating water tanks is an expensive thing, but it's a necessary item. So in total, we spent a little over $1.6 million in capital water projects for 2021. Always like to keep in front of everybody the water regulatory agencies that we do business with or must take care of what they need on a monthly and weekly basis. EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency, the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality, or ADEQ for short. They take care of the Clean Water Act and our permit for our wastewater discharge into the streams that we have. So we always must keep that in perspective. Department of Health, they have the Water and Sewer Plan Review as far as construction standards, our Safe Drinking Water Act, and our water quality monitoring that we do on a monthly basis. ANRC, which is Arkansas Natural Resources Commission, they actually have control of all the state and water and wastewater plans. They have the authority over the service areas. And then USGS, let's say they're the monitors, if you will, of the well water or the aquifer that we have. And they provide the stats to all the different agencies. And then the statutory state law, which governs the rates and the use of funds for water. So if you got questions, let's just hold till we go to the end, and then I'll go briefly through wastewater here. Again, just a stat slide that we keep up here with. There's approximately 36 miles of sewer pipe in the ground today. Over on the right side, small print, you can't see it, but those are the stats of the number of manholes, valves, and stuff that we keep up with on a daily basis, and that. But the main thing there is there's a lot less sewer pipe in the ground than there is water pipe, all right, within the city of Cabot. 2021, our wastewater capital projects, Once the easements were secured, we were able to finish out the bond project, which was at the back of the sports complex. Spent a little over $200,000 finishing that up to break that to the top of Kerr Station, and that's where the new line, if you will, for Holland Bottoms Phase 3 begins, which is in design at this point in time now. Wastewater I&I projects, you can see about $67,000. We replaced several lines down through there that have collapsed. And there are lift station replacements there that we've done this year. And then, of course, we always have the grinder pump refurb line of item on our budget, which was $111,243. So in all, we spent a little over $654,000 in capital projects for 2021. Again, same agencies that have the regulatory side of water also have it for wastewater in some way, form, or fashion. So same items there. For our future objectives, we're still waiting ANRC last year because of the statute that was passed by the state legislature on water. It's boilerplate only at this time. We're still waiting on them to fill that in to tell us what the particulars are about that. In that also would be where we would want to know where we need to go for water and wastewater deposit requirements. The capital requirements, of course, on an O&M basis, and the depreciation we need to run both water and wastewater. Develop a long-term cost of service model. We also are engaged on a monthly basis to replace and upgrade deteriorated sewer mains. Making sure that we're in design, as I said already, of the Holland Bottoms Phase 3, which some of you know is Candlewood, if you will. That's in design today. We hope to be able to bid that by July, if all things go well at this point in time. And so that's our goal at this point in time for our timeline. We're also always out for eliminating infiltration and inflow, which is just simply groundwater ingress into the sewer system. We don't want to treat anything but the water that comes from the wastewater system. We would like to keep out the outside water. That way we eliminate issues in the system. We're always into eliminating sanitary sewer overflows or SSOs. That means when you got a manhole that floods, you have to make a report to ADEQ, and that's not a good thing. They don't like that, so you have to immediately respond to them within 24 hours, and they want to know what happened and what's going on. It has to do with your master wastewater plan. We also want to make sure we eliminate the sewer pump stations where feasible. And you say, why do we want to do that? We want to eliminate any of them and go to gravity feed when possible because that eliminates power and cost within the system of where we're heading to. New water mains to improve our capacity and quality. We're always trying to loop and have good fire flow and good water pressure throughout the system, and so we want to do that. We maintain a hydraulic model of the water system electronically and digitally in our own in-house system. Also, wastewater plant sludge disposal. At some point in time in the future, your sludge ponds get full and you must be able to do something with them. So you have to treat those only with Class A people, Class A licensed people that handle that. So we are always looking at that from a long-term basis. And then the future EPA requirements for water and wastewater as it comes out. And then the last thing that we are always looking to do is continue to review our source water options for long-term service. So with that, that's kind of an executive summary. Mr. Long asked that I keep it short, so I'm trying to abide by his wishes. Is there any questions that I can answer for the council?
The shorter you keep it, the more questions you have to take, see. So we'll start with James and work our way around. Mayor, you'll have to do the Zoom stuff for us if you would. So let's just start and go around.
Yes. Get off of our well field and get on to Central Arkansas water.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a 2026 deadline. What'd you say, James?
I'd like to see us keep our own water if it's possible.
We would agree with you. We're working to look into that, but I'm not sure that that's something that's in long term is going to be able to be done.
I just had a curiosity question. I noticed in your commission meeting minutes about water and sewer relocation at 89 and 5. Can you give me just a quick, what that job is?
When the new road goes through out here, in fact, anytime there is a new road, which is 89 and 5 out here where they're going to do the new roundabout, there are sewer lines and water lines in the easement that the state is proposing to buy. So we must remove those lines out of the state easement for that. So that's what that is. So we have started, they have provided us with a preliminary set of plans, if you will, Matt. And we have to go through and design and follow what we need to go outside of that easement. Yes. Yeah, and the same thing, 89 and 5, where Highway 5 would be the same thing. Anytime there's a state highway project, there's water lines or sewer lines running. If they're in the highway right-of-way, you must relocate them.
I was confused. I didn't realize it was 89 and 5. I thought it was at the intersection. I was like, what's going on out there? But so anyway, thank you.
Yep.
No, sir, no questions.
No, sir, thank you.
Gary, thanks a bunch.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody knows how to get a hold of you if they have any questions, and you're pretty good about answering your phone. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mayor, that
I'll leave
concludes
the
my
clicker
part of
right
it.
here for the next one.
Sir. The next item is Budget and Personnel Committee, Chairman Matt Weber.
This will be a quick turnaround, and I'm going to hand the mic back over to you for the report.
Okay. Council members and those that can see me on TV, you should have received one of these in the mail. Everyone getting one in the mail. State statute says that this has to be presented to y'all in public, even though you received it in the mail. It's not a voting issue. We don't have to prove anything. It's just for in public. Do you have any questions, comments? And that's basically all it is. So if anyone has anything, I'm here to answer. It's a good report. Tammy, the clerk's office, continues to do a great job. We're very healthy. We're probably the healthiest we've ever been with cash and everything that we have going on. And the city looks really good.
I don't think Miss Tammy and her staff get enough credit. They do an awesome job. Thank you very much for all you do.
And I'd give you my cookies, but they're my son's.
That's okay.
I'd get in trouble. I'll buy you some later. Do you have any questions, Ed? James?
Just a compliment. Reading through this, we do get accolades on the way we do our audits and the way we're keeping our books.
Yep.
There's no issues from the state or the
That's right.
state auditing board.
Yeah, they love coming to Cabot because our stuff's in line. Tammy and her office do a great job. Maggie, do you have anything?
No, sir. No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Stephen, you have anything?
No, sir.
Thank you. Nothing from Ron? Okay. We will now go to the Police and Fire Committee, Chairman James Reed.
We don't have anything on fire and police tonight.
Okay. Thank you. Next up, Community Development Committee, Chairman Ed Long.
Okay, as promised, we have our yearly report on this one as well tonight. Elisa?
Good evening. How's everyone doing? No response. Okay.
It should be working.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Good evening. So one of the unique things about my department is I get to collaborate with a lot of different people. I collaborate with every department head, City of Cabot commissions, local nonprofits and organizations, state and regional boards and agencies, and also city, county, and state legislature and leadership. So every day is a very different day for me in our department. And the past year has been extremely busy for the city of Cabot. Most importantly, of course, is the bond extension that we held in August and what that really is going to do long-term for the city. Laura spoke extensively about all of the sheer volume of permits that are coming through from the commercial side. And most of the large buildings in our area have already been occupied, are currently in negotiations, and the city is really poised for expansion and growth in the future. So a lot of the projects that I'm going to talk about today are about moving forward and what we're planning and the things that we have going on. One of the things I do want to articulate is that economic development is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So the things that we've been working on since day one when we got this department here in the city are just now starting to really hit. And so we expect to have a lot of announcements. So first of all, what is community and economic development? To understand that community development is building assets, institutions, and capacity, while economic development is building opportunity, economic wealth, well-being, and a resilient economy. And the two cannot function independently. So community and economic development is a blending of the two that is recognizing that economic development is impossible without a solid community development foundation. So why is that important? And how is the city going to move forward? So there's 3 points that we're going to talk about tonight. It's going to be quality of life, our business retention and expansion plans, and our future growth and development. So first, quality of life. Most of you received a couple of emails about a community branding project. This is something that we were hoping to have already implemented within our community back in, I believe, November. We've had to postpone it a couple of times. Third time's a charm, right, James? Absolutely. So our Rethink Cabot workshop, which is going to be the interactive branding workshop, is going to be held on Thursday, April 14th. This is extremely important for our community. Our wonderful seal of Cabot really is been an institution in the city of Cabot, but does that really articulate and show who we are as a community? So getting a small group of people together to really tell our story of who we are is going to be vital towards the success. And so I relate this to the same philosophy that out of the governor's office, he has a seal. It is the Great Seal of Arkansas. But whenever you talk about Arkansas as a state, we are the natural state. So it's going to be the same concept. We're going to do a complete branding of our community and really dig down as to who we are and be able to tell our story to not just our residents, but to the state and even on a national platform. So on the heels of that, we also are going to be doing a complete website redesign. So right now we have a great website that is very informational. However, whenever people are coming to our community, and we have a lot of people who are relocating, a lot of businesses who want to relocate here, it's kind of missing the mark when it comes to that. So as we go through the branding process to identify who we are, we're also going to be redesigning that website to kind of showcase that. Because whenever a site selector or a retailer, or again, tourism, people wanting to come and visit our community, that's the first place that they're typically going to go is to that website. So we want to make sure and invoke that feeling and really show the character that we have within our community. So those will kind of be done simultaneously throughout the rest of the year. The goal is to have the branding project probably by the end of summer completed. Again, we'll be doing the website design, so those should all be complete by the fourth quarter of this year. So BR&E, business retention and expansion. Let's create more jobs. Absolutely, in this area, we have a very strong workforce. However, as you know, a lot of our workforce does leave our community every single day. So finding opportunities to grow the existing business base that we have here, promote them, expand them, and then also relocate more businesses to the area. We're going to be doing that through a couple of different ways. So we have a job fair, which is coming up on April the 27th. We've actually partnered with the Central Arkansas Workforce Services and Central Arkansas Planning and Development District. So those two organizations are going to be key for us moving forward so that we really have a regional approach of looking for applicants who want to come and work in Cabot, and then also connecting it with our existing Cabot businesses to help support them to get them the much needed workers that they need in the area. We also have been applying for a lot of grants over the past year. The grant process is long and tedious, and so a lot of those are in the very final phase, and we hope to make some really big announcements. Some of the grants that we've applied for through the year has been with RDOT, Central Arkansas Planning, Metro Plan, and then the Arkansas Department of Tourism. So our third point tonight is growth. Let's develop our city. So there's going to be a few ways that we want to kind of strategically place that. You guys have approved a lot of the things over the past months to get us going in the right direction. So we are going to be doing a downtown Cabot redevelopment plan. So that's working with the Planning Commission and the Planning Department to create that plan long-term as to what that's going to look like as we begin to grow our city. Our existing zoning and codes for that area will need to be collaborated so that we can really have a very comprehensive plan as what that looks like when we are recruiting businesses specifically to the downtown area. The promotion of arts and culture. Very excited about this. We have a very thriving arts and culture community here. And actually, on Sunday, March 27th, Cabot will be recognized as the 2021 Trendsetter City at the Arkansas Municipal League Winter Conference. The Cabot Art Walk is one that's going to be recognized specifically, and they've received honorable mention in the tourism development and creative culture category for populations over 20,000. They were also featured in a magazine as well. So Cabot is really showcasing some different diversity when it comes to who we are as a community, and the arts is one of those. So we've been working with Parks and Recreation to establish a sports complex master plan for Regional Park. Really with the addition of the acreage that was purchased recently, what that looks like from a regional standpoint as far as, again, back to those grants, back to that master planning, but more importantly also what it looks like for tourism for our community. There it went. It's dead. It died. It's all right. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. There it goes. Sports, tourism. Also creating some tourism strategies. When we talk about tourism, we understand we do not have a Six Flags. We are not going to build a water park. I mean, well, we have our own existing aquatic park. But who we are as a community when it comes to tourism, and we really are going to have to amplify our sports tourism. We have an amazing base already here, and it's only going to get bigger. Again, there's a lot of opportunities for us moving forward, especially when it comes to Arkansas tourism, that we actually can be in regional guides and advertising to showcase all of the different amenities that we have for tourism. So some master planning on that. And then the Central Arkansas Regional Greenways Plan. So Cabot is on that steering committee, and that plan is to develop 100 miles of bike and trail systems that will basically connect you from Hot Springs to Cabot. And Cabot will be a trailhead for this entire bike program. Why is that important? Well, we know from Northwest Arkansas the millions upon millions of dollars of economic impact, direct and indirect, that is being flooded into that community. And so as we build those trail systems, also strategically partnering with commercial and developments that want to be a partner with that so that we can capitalize on that for our tax base. And then the fun one, retail, business, and attraction. So I currently sit on the executive board for the MLRA, which is the Metro Regional Little Rock Alliance. And that's important because that is the recruitment of industry and distribution. So we are not just looking at our partners in Central Arkansas, we're actually looking on a national to recruit those type of businesses here, again, for more jobs. I also sit on the executive committee for the ICSC, which is the National Recruitment of Commercial and Retail. So while we have such a strong base of businesses that are homegrown here in Cabot, and we are so thankful for what they have done to our community, looking at outside retailers and small businesses and recruiting them back to us. Last year, you guys also approved the partnership with Retail Strategies, our consulting partner, and we have been very, very busy. So you'll see in front of you, I gave you just a snapshot of all the different categories and national and retail chains that we've been making contact with. So every month, he and I strategize as to create some marketing media, look at our demographics, invest into our traffic counts. What are we doing as far as traffic studies and things like that, and what is our population, and really targeting what are the businesses that are going to be best suited for the city of Cabot. So those are just the general summary of the types of businesses, and they're all individual. So I wanted to give that to you to show that we've been very busy. Cabot is really getting a lot of attention. Our sales tax numbers have been escalating rapidly, and they show projections over 2019 and 2020 to be substantial, and they're going to continue to rise as we move forward. So that is it for me. What questions do we have?
On that downtown area, are you going to do an overlay district for that?
That was the plan that was set forth by Planning Commission, yes, or Planning
Very
Department.
good.
Yes.
It's something we worked on several years ago, and until we could own those streets, we couldn't look at it. But we now are heading that direction.
Absolutely.
That's a great move. I spoke with two teachers in the system here, and they have both suggested some kind of art, working maybe with our Arts Foundation, at crosswalks near schools, and involve the art departments within the schools and let them have a part of that.
Great idea.
Say the list we have that you see is pretty impressive. The confidentiality agreements and the non-compete that we've had to sign, non-disclosure agreements, and we've got about 10 things. She said she was going to disclose them. I go, you're going to tell them about?
Yeah.
She goes, no, I can't tell them about that. Anyway, we got about 10 items that were, this close. And if they all hit, it's just going to storm roll. So it's, people really, I don't know if you stress this enough, but people are keen on the data of cell phone data and seeing that people from Jacksonville are coming to Cabot to shop. People from BB, Searcy are coming to Cabot to shop. Our market is doing better than other people's markets, and they're seeing it through the cell phone data.
Mhm.
And they wouldn't have known that without some of these technology tools that they have that we now have through retail attractions.
Well, and that's it. So whenever we talk about these national retailers, it's not just saying Cabot is the greatest. We literally dig down into the analytics. So it's not just the sales tax numbers that are coming to us kind of in a lump bucket, so to speak. I actually can tell you today how many people came to our Walmart out of Jacksonville. I can tell you approximately how long they stayed in that Walmart. I can also tell you where they came from, where they went in general areas. Did they go back home or did they go to other businesses? So those are tracked through a third party that we have part of our consulting with our major retailers. It partners up with your cell phone data. It also partners up with those credit card transactions that you make. We can tell what's the highest point of the day. So when our retailers are looking at that there's a huge volume of people here during lunchtime and evening time, and it's ongoing, it's a very hot market. Those other retailers that are in North Little Rock, Jacksonville, and Searcy are also asking for that data and that analytics as well. So they're seeing how many of our Cabot residents are leaving every single day. So for me, that's the most important, is to see the seepage out of our city that we're losing. And so being able to show them that and show them that we can hold the market long-term here for them, the proof is in the numbers. And that makes it very easy to show them that. And then once they get here and see all the other amenities and see all the work that is being done, it's really starting to be an easy sell. So if anybody has land for sale.
Stephen, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Thank you. Maggie?
I just asked if I could get a copy of those reports because I couldn't see them from the view I had.
Of course, I'll have Alicia email them to you, or email them to everybody tonight.
I'll do it.
Will do.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Lisa, thanks.
I just had one thing. When you started talking about those numbers and the conversations we've had at the AMP Commission meetings, and Travis and the tourism and the tournaments and the folks that come to town, we can see where they're coming from, where they're getting gas, where they're going to eat. Is phenomenal information. so.
Yeah, we have geofenced a couple of specific areas. It's a little bit harder when you're geofencing an area that doesn't have a retail base to it. So some of those numbers are a little bit looser, but on the days that he has a tournament here, I can actually pull those numbers and look at our hotels and look at our restaurants. Arkansas is very different when it comes to how you can receive that tax information. We cannot pull down and say, days in on Tuesday pulled this amount of money. It's against just, it's just against the rules, unfortunately, but I can see how did the hotels kind of fare, and I can kind of see who the people are. I can't tell how much money they spent, but I can tell people and where they came from, and again, where they went. And I can do that for most restaurants, retailers, gas stations, and lodging.
Thanks again.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. We may want, I guess she's through.
No, I thought you were, sorry.
We may want to, if things start popping, as you and the mayor have talked about, we may want to do a minimum of a once a quarter, just a kind of 30,000-foot review to kind of keep everything focused so that the year-end report makes a little more sense over the long run. But I'll get with you on that. We'll work something out on it.
Absolutely. We hope to have a lot of press
Again,
releases.
on these reports that Maggie was asking for, Mayor, would it be possible for us to have a copy of the slide presentation as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Is that it?
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you, sir.
Next up, Military Affairs Committee, Chairman Ron Waymack. Okay. Mr. Waymack has nothing at this time. We now move into general community input. If you'd like to address the council or the mayor, please approach the podium. State your name if you live in Cabot, and you have a 3-minute time limit. Seeing none, any announcement by council or any final words by council?
Yes, next month, we will have our report from Parks and Rec. That was postponed until April, request by the chairman. And I've not heard anything from A&P, so I don't know. Right now, they're not on my schedule. So we'll go from there.
We have them on ours, but we'll check with them, and
Okay,
because
okay.
we thought that would be two good ones to do
Yeah,
together.
no, that would be wonderful, and then that would wrap everything up. That would be absolutely great. So,
Okay.
yeah, double check that and let me know if you would.
Yes, sir, will do.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, go ahead. Okay, for everyone here and for everyone out in computer land, we have a, did he leave? We have a great man leaving us, retiring at the end of the month, but we're having a retirement get-together for him in this room next Tuesday, March 15th at 6 o'clock. So I know he'd love to see you if you want to come by and give him a hug and a kiss or something. Bring him a present or something. I'm sure he would love to see you, and I hope you can come. Or some cookies. Yeah. But he would love to see you, so I know he's looking forward to that. Aren't you, Chief? Yeah. Seeing nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Got a motion by Matt,
Second.
second from Ron Waymack. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn 7:29. Thanks, everybody, for coming.